What's up? WP here. So, homelessness. You have a friend that you've been knowing for quite some time. They give you a call. Y'all been knowing each other since the days of Jamaica. They're homeless. Do you immediately ask that friend on the receiving end on the phone, ask the friend that you, I guess, maybe been knowing, how did you get in this predicament? Or do you just show love like immediately? Well, yeah, come through, man. Now I got my wife here. I got my daughter here. Or do you say, well, let me first talk it out with my wife and see how she feels?
Story of Masanya Malcolm, a 20-year-old who was excited about life and embarking on a new journey as a social media influencer. Masanya lived in a one-bedroom apartment with her boyfriend and one-year-old daughter. One day, Masanya's boyfriend, Jordan Reed, decided to help out an old friend from Jamaica who was homeless, allowing him to move in with him and his family. Little did he know, this would turn out to be a tragic mistake that would leave his girlfriend and daughter fighting for his life. What would make someone turn on the only people who were willing to help him? He takes us to Orlando, Florida. Masanya Malcolm, at the cusp of her 20s, was already buzzing on the social media scene, making a name for herself by providing a window into her life online.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and spice this up a little. Sometime if your boyfriend or your girlfriend wake up to something nice, I'm not sure how he's gonna feel about this one. Babe, how much you rate this? You don't like it? You don't like it at all?
Yeah, but I'm here for that.
He would upload videos about her relationship, share her latest shopping finds, share her childbirth experience, and film the routine happenings that made up her day. Her boyfriend made frequent appearances, and subscribers got to witness the love the couple had for one another.
I'm gonna be doing a prank on Sinna. He's currently outright, well, I was here bored and my girlfriend gave me the idea to prank him. Come here. Top front. Everything will go over there. Top front.
Fuck I no, I can't. No, I pussy and prank me, look, I can't say you get style. You get style. You get style. I can't style. But I'm there that boy, you know. I mean, I said, maybe prank Sinna saying go for you, but I shall give me idea and prank get them pregnant. I use it all pregnancy. Test them from calling. Can't stand me, bro.
You get style, guys. We got a good reaction.
The couple were parents to a one-year-old daughter, Jordania, and they lived in a one-bedroom apartment.
And today we'll be doing a story time on how we met / a little cooking vlog. We'll be cooking shrimp chicken. While he's doing that, guys, I'm gonna be starting the story time on how we met.
One day, Masanya's boyfriend got a message on social media from a man named Dujon Griffiths. This was an old friend from his school days back in Jamaica. The two reconnected and Dujon came to the United States on a visitor's visa and started living with Jordan, his girlfriend, and their one-year-old daughter. Masanya's mom, Latoya, raised an eyebrow at this unexpected house guest. She didn't hold back and questioned her daughter's boyfriend about the
See, then you have moments where things can take a turn. You have moments where people can become jealous because people are in relationships. They possibly want to be in a relationship. They don't like to see two people getting along, making their YouTube videos, so to speak, or their social media videos. Because that stuff, you know, if you want it to be authentic, it has to come across real. Like you really have to be having fun if you really want to make it work. People don't always like to see unity. Got the baby. That's like another complete unity of a marriage or a relationship. But again, not everybody wants kids, so I'm not getting all into that. But I'm just saying, sometimes people can look at that like, wow, this person seems to have it going on. And then next thing you know, jealousy can always seep in. Then you have the girl's mother, the mother-in-law, like, I ain't feeling this. And a lot of times the older ones, they have that intuition where they say, I don't know about this, but you know, your husband, okay, he's okay with it. They don't want to get too involved. But I'm sure in this story there was other things going on. We don't always know everything, but you know, we're getting bits and pieces. I wonder if it was ever a time where the baby changed up, didn't feel comfortable around that individual friend that dad decided to move in. Could that have been a telltale sign? You just never know. But again, when people are trying to help somebody, they don't think that, you know, the person just gonna go out cold like that.
The decision to bring another guy into their limited living space with a baby to think about too. His response was that he knows what it feels like to be homeless, so he's gonna help him. But as time ticked on, Dujon's presence in the home began to stir up some tension. Masania's patience had worn thin because Dujon wasn't pitching in financially with the rent or bills during his time with them. He wasn't contributing at all to the household. She felt it was time for him to go, so her boyfriend decided to take matters into his own hands, offering to drop Dujon off at a Greyhound bus station and even purchasing his ticket for him. Masania, with their baby sitting in her lap, took the seat beside her boyfriend as they started their journey. However, in a terrifying turn of events, Dujon, seated behind them father, as he was about to drive away from their parking spot outside their apartment at Lake Heritage Circle. Panic ensued when the father, in an instinctive bid for survival, abandoned the vehicle, only to be chased by a relentless Dujon who kept fighting. The aftermath was grim and shocking. Startled by the boyfriend's cries for help, a neighbor quickly dialed 911. The deputies from Orange County who arrived on the scene found Reed, injured and hidden behind some shrubbery, suffering from numerous. The first thing he said to deputies is, "My friend shot." Despite his serious injuries, the boyfriend tried desperately to tell the deputies about the terrifying events that had unfolded, but found himself physically unable to speak further. On the 9th of September, after the boyfriend
to buy them a bus ticket and they can't handle it. But people, they get in your house. Sometimes they want to take over for it to become their house. But again, it's like, now how did you wind up homeless? But there again, it's a lot of times mentioned. A lot of people are one paycheck, if not that paycheck at this very moment. One paycheck away from being homeless. Like, you never know. And then people may be thinking in terms of, well, let me be good to this person because you never know when I might need them because they might come up, because you never do know. And you try to help people if you are able, or maybe you might have a job that you can help put that person on, because again, people do need help. So how do we know that we're helping the right ones to keep ourselves safe and our family safe? How do you go about that? Because sometimes you just don't know.
And had been through surgery, he was finally able to scribble out the name of the assailant and gave a significant nod when investigators inquired whether Masania had been a victim. With the confirmation that Masania was nowhere to be found in her residence, the investigation took an interesting turn. Using the GPS system, the officials were able to track down the boyfriend's vehicle, Volkswagen Jetta owned by his mother. The car was found turned off in the parking lot on Lake Eleanor Drive, not too far, just about a mile from where the couple lived. They found Masania lifeless in the vehicle. Masania's body was positioned in the passenger seat, while the baby's body was found in the floorboard. Investigators pieced together that after the initial chaos, Dujon took the car, with Masania and little Jordania still inside. It's believed that he mercilessly turned while they were in the car, then coldly disposed of the vehicle in a different location, before making his escape on foot. He left behind a harrowing scene. Masania's lifeless body and the baby, abandoned. The autopsy later confirmed the worst fears. Masania had succumbed to multiple gunshot wounds in the face and body, her death officially declared a homicide. Tragically, Jordania too was found with minor injuries, and it was suspected that the helpless infant crawled to her mother and, unable to get help, succumbed to the sweltering heat following the heartless act.
A manhunt for a potential that led deputies to a tragic scene in Orange County and what they believe happened to a woman and her young daughter. The sheriff's office says it has a person of interest is also linked to another.
Say that the mother in a vehicle inside this parking lot alongside her young daughter. The sheriff saying the search is on for
suspect allegedly left in that car.
Orange County Sheriff John Mina saying 1-year-old Jordania was this vehicle, along with her mother, 20-year-old Masania Malcolm, Thursday afternoon. Mina says Masania.
We don't have a cause of death on the infant, Jordania, but we believe it may have been from the heat of the vehicle, but that still has to be determined.
2 days prior, Orange County investigators say on Tuesday morning they were spotted 100 block of Lake Heritage Circle. Told deputies a French victim was rushed into surgery. Once he regained consciousness, Sheriff Mina says he told them his friend, 21-year-old Dejon Dwayne Griffiths, who was also inside the car at the time with his young daughter. The sheriff's office says it's issued a warrant for Griffiths' arrest for attempted person of interest in her daughter.
It's disgusting. That is truly an evil person, and whoever did that is going to have to pay for those crimes.
Sheriff Mina also says it's believed that Griffiths lived with Uppel over an argument regarding him moving out.
In a determined effort to bring a fugitive to justice, law enforcement circulated pictures of the suspect, Dejon, through various media channels. They hoped that public vigilance could aid in pinpointing his location. However, as time marched on, 2 long years slipped by without a single lead. During this time, arrest warrants for Dejon were out in the open, signaling a nationwide manhunt. As deputies searched for Dejon Griffiths, Latoya mourned the death of her daughter, Masanya Malcolm, and her 1-year-old granddaughter. "I came here because I wanted a better life. I didn't come here to bury my kids. I didn't," she said. Masanya's mother Latoya was devastated at the news of her daughter's passing. Her daughter and granddaughter were her best friends.
"Look who showed up at my doorstep. Look who surprised me. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. You meet your mommy? You meet your mommy?"
She left her in the car for so many days, she said, her voice a raw mixture of grief and disbelief. For years the case went unsolved. Even though officials offered rewards for information about Dejon and said they received many tips about his whereabouts, they were never able to track him down. Then after 2 years, investigators finally got a break in the case when a routine traffic stop by police officers in Linden, New Jersey, evolved into a significant arrest. Dejon, the man responsible for the murder of Masanya, the attempted murder of her boyfriend, and the death of their 1-year-old daughter, was apprehended on the strength of those murder warrants that had hung in the air for so long, closing a critical chapter in this lengthy investigation. He was extradited to Orange County to finally face justice for the September 2021 deaths of Masanya and Jordania.
Dejon Griffiths stood before an Orange County judge this morning.
In 2021 CF 12327, you've been arrested on a warrant for the charge of first-degree premeditated.
The judge said Griffiths would stay behind bars for now.
In this case, I am going to stay bond at none.
The families of the victims in this case have been waiting more than 2 years for justice, and now may be a step closer to getting.
Rest in peace to the ones that this has happened to. It's a terrible, terrible shame that it even had to lead to this. They seem like a really nice, ideal couple. It's good that this man has been caught. I hope that justice will reign, and be on the lookout for other situations that could possibly turn into anything like this. Like if you get feelings or inklings about things, let that family member know how you feel. They may not like it, but you never know, you could be saving a life. But again, not everybody is coming to bring harm. Some people, from what you knew of them from back in the day, again, they not that same person. Do your diligence. Be vigilant. In this day and time that we live in, the day and time that, the great-great-grandparents even lived in too. It was things going on. Ain't nothing new under the sun. We have to be careful. And sometimes it's good to even have resources to even be able to give to people, to get help if you can't give help. Because, not everybody always wants to just turn their back completely. They want to say, well, this is a resource. I don't have the room right now for you to come, but I do know of. Or, hey, yeah, you can come for a few days, but you cannot stay. And by the way, here's a couple of dollars, and hopefully this will help. And we can pray together. Because I do believe in the power of prayer, and things can be turned around. Sometimes people do get off on the wrong track, but things can be turned around. Give somebody a helping word, to say something nice along the way. And then people's minds that's just twisted up, that don't seem like they want to get no helping hand, they need to be on their way, not to make no stop, not to look at the house, not to come to the house, not to think about coming into the house, they just need to be told up, straight up no. Because not everybody in this world is meant to do you good, family or not.